just while I'm kicking off, who was it that was waving their arm in the magical space?
It was our Belgian.
Oh, it was the
Reginald.
Oh, that's fine.
Yes. Now he went outside to the carriage. That's right. He went to the carriage.
Yeah, but he couldn't find.
Yeah.
Did he get a gem? I don't think he did.
No, he
No, he
didn't.
didn't.
He tried.
He got a very licked hand.
He got a licked hand. That's right. Tasty. Said the thing with his hand. Just vaguely disturbing, so I understand. All right, so to kick it off, then you've just finished playing around with the corridor, and I think the last thing, and once again, thank you, Lily, for writing such good notes because I went and read them again because it's been a little while. You were basically at the point of going, we should go get the rector to understand what's happening with this book, and he might be able to help us. And you were basically doing the classic, hold on, the party's split. We should bring them back together moment. 2 thumbs up for that. So with that in mind, please tell me what you'd like to do. So you've discovered some evidence that the eldest child in the family, the Northlake family, dies every 100 years with surprising frequency. You've discovered evidence that something very bad is happening in the corridor. It's not just getting longer, people. Shit's getting real.
Yeah.
And yeah. And you did make some vague efforts to leave calling cards on the what was what's his name? The
mysterious Mr. Williams.
The mysterious Mr. Williams who might be just the man for Eliza, I think it was. I can't quite remember, but I think that was the plan.
Yeah.
It was Eliza that was thinking about
Truer words never spoken. And as well, of course, we're all very curious to see whether his sister is of a like mind. Because we hear he has a sister. So,
And I think our good man, the Frenchman, was of the opinion that there could be Reginald Duplessis. Oh, we've lost Lily. We'll wait until she jumps back in. That'll be fine. Who Reginald was very interested in the way that Reginald is interested in any woman with money who is not over 50. Not judging Reginald, just saying. That's right. And Reginald has met his opponent.
Yes.
The equally dodgy, grafty kind of cat who's wandering around town trying to get, convince women they should marry a man who just kind of gives off Reginald vibes. All right. So, yes, it's the tailor. Mm-hmm. Okay, so with all of that in mind, you can and should, for that matter, you've grabbed. Okay, so let's kind of go with it. So you've grabbed. Just put this in the background. I was just going to put it in the background. Sorry. There we go. Just so that we have the rolls up and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, what do you want to do?
All right. So, are we still at the North Lakes house? Have we returned to my home?
I don't know. Do you want to leave the North Lakes house having done all of this investigation and go and gather together somewhere else, or do you want to? Basically, it's your call.
I think perhaps Georgiana and Eliza were just going to go grab the rector, and I assume by default Viscountess Purbeck as well, and come bring them in here to have a look at this stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
let's do that then.
You are grabbed and dragged into the library, perhaps, perchance even. And shown much evidence. Sorry, what was that?
What a fine room this library is. Book, no wonder you like it here, Georgiana.
Indeed, it finds within it such interesting and curious tomes. Is it not, cousin?
Yes. In fact, we were just looking at this Bible, and we were hoping the rector could have a look at it. It perhaps guide us in our studies of the good book.
Certainly. Well, I'll wander over and pick it up and eye the binding, and almost like sighting down a rifle. And inspect the Bible, going, no, it looks like a King James or whatever. I don't know.
It would be King James. It would absolutely be King James.
That's right.
Rector, what do you think of this front piece engraving?
Oh, that is exquisite, isn't it? Yes. All right. What do I think of it? I need to load up Forge, actually, to tell you.
Yes, because it's got some very interesting information.
Right. Well, we'll have a look at this, all the inscriptions and everything like that, and sort it out. There's me. Ta-da! Alrighty. So yes, I look it over and look at all the scribblings. Much like my own Bible, it's got lots of little annotations and scribblings and drawings and things like that. I'm guessing through it or something.
It has per the front cover has the sort of family tree in it, and I don't know. Are you guys letting him work that out? Is that the plan?
Rob, if you click on that calling card that says Lord and Lady Northlake on the landing page, it will bring up the picture of the handout.
Oh, that picture. Okay. All right.
And then it's got the other page which has got the inscription on it too.
Right.
Page too.
So from the front page, which is the family tree, we worked out it was the oldest child in the family dies regularly.
Now I've changed the date slightly just to make them fit.
Okay.
So it was 1713, I think. Yeah, 1513, 1613, 1713. It's actually 1515, 1615, 1715, but other than that, just to fit in with my timelines.
Yeah.
So basically, every 100 years, the eldest living child of the Northlake family dies.
So who's that going to be?
So Elizabeth, who is obviously the current Northlake heir, so right up here in 1797, born 1797.
Oh, okay. So heir, not necessarily child. Okay.
Eldest child, like child, broad sense, is turning 18 and in 1815.
Right. Okay. And we don't know at this stage how the others have died?
You do not. You just know that all you have in the Bible is their dates of death.
All right.
But you do have this as well.
Check parish records.
Yes, which you can do, of course. You can go and check the parish records and find out if there's more detail.
Excellent.
I confess my sins here in the Holy Bible, that God may see my crime and forgive my worthless soul. I did see the black altar and spilled that most precious blood upon it. I did it to stop the monsters. May God forgive me, as I surely cannot forgive myself.
Didn't the Belgian, our footman, didn't he mention something about that sort of stuff when he looked in?
You mean, did he mention lots of black stone and a weathered black distant thing and dark clouds and coverage? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
He might have passingly mentioned that he could see horror.
Right. And it didn't say Zool or anything like that.
Not that he heard, but he I assume he's told you that he felt like something licked his hand.
Yeah, well, he showed me the slobber.
He showed you the slobber. That's right.
Pretty vile.
To once again to continue the motif. It slimed me.
Exactly. Well, I was thinking, okay, who brought the dog?
Yeah, exactly. And it slimed me.
All right. And we have a list of people here. Okay.
So, yes. So you can go and check out the parish records if you so desire.
Oh, nothing would bring me so much joy.
Amen.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll kind of peruse the books and things like that. I assume that Eliza and Georgiana have kind of thoroughly gone through things, or at least found things that piqued their interest.
It looks like Georgiana might have a few relatives who married into the family, although a very long time ago. Or it could just be the same name.
Okay. All right. Well, if there's nothing else to do in here, we can go to the parish records.
Indeed. However, and like, so is Elizabeth Northlake with us?
Yeah, well, she
was in the room.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
she was
see.
in the
I
library
see. Of
with
course.
us.
Yeah. So we're probably going to be like, I'm not going to talk about this while she's there, but I mean,
okay.
I guess like, well, because it's probably not the best thing to maybe bring up, what it actually says, because I'm not even. I don't know. Looking at her countenance, she doesn't seem like the sort of person who has actually read this book and considered what it means. She seems like she's living in that kind of land of nothing bad's ever going to happen to me. So I think that Eliza just kind of asks, Elizabeth, would it be possible for the rector to borrow this Bible? Now, of course, it's a holy book and he is a holy man. That might be useful for his parish historical research.
So do you want me to? Yes, of course, she says. I mean, the parish records aren't actually held by the Northlakes; they're held by the local rector.
Oh yes, but I think that that it in Eliza's mind, this book has lots of dates in it that might be able to be cross-referenced with things that the rector might find in the records office. So I think she kind of thanks her for that and says, I believe that the rector has some business he would like to attend to, and of course, me and my cousin, and our lovely lady Purbeck. I mean, it has been such a day so far. We might retire, but thank you so much for your hospitality, Eliza. We very much appreciate it, and so wonderful to see you out.
So are you trying to take the Bible with you?
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's like the family historical record. Like it's. She looks at you when you kind of say, "Oh, we should take this with us. It'll be good." And she's like, maybe not. Can I get a charm roll, please?
Well, I love an opportunity to fail.
Or to grow as a person. I mean, it's all relative.
That is fine. Look, you know what? We'll see how we go. Here we go. Boop. Charm.
You know what? I thought you were going to make it.
Fumble.
Oh, you got 15 charm.
Yeah. I got 50. Oh, well, persuade is much better for me. I've got a 50 persuade. But either way, it would have failed anyway.
Either way, it would have been a fail. Although, would it have been a fumble? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Either way.
How have I grievously offended Miss Norton?
Yeah. Well, do you want to push the roll? Oh, can you push a fumble?
You can't push a fumble, but even if I could, I wouldn't on a 15.
Yes, using the term like this tatty old book doesn't go down well.
Indeed.
You don't really need this thing, and you're just like packaging it in a bag to take with you without
And, like,
really just
banging it
assuming.
on the table.
I feel like you're really just assuming that she's going to say yes is your first mistake. That you've just kind of, gone, oh, you'll have no issue with this, and you're grabbing it, you're putting it in a bag, ready to walk out the door with it, and she's going, no, that's not okay. I'm going to have to ask you to roll a D4 reputation loss, Eliza.
Ooh, okay, all right.
As this scurrilous behavior, this just ow.
Oh. She's going to be talking at the family dinner table.
Can I just check in? What is your current reputation?
My reputation, let me see. Well, my reputation's actually 53 because I got some from looking so dang good. So it's now down to 49.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Truly doth.
It's a roller coaster for the young.
Absolutely.
One moment you're riding high, the next moment not so much. So you lose 4 reputation, but funny story, that's not actually enough to cause a permanent rupture, I don't think. Because I think it works like sanity. Reputation works kind of the same way sanity does. And therefore, I think as long as you don't losing reputation, blah, 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 blah. Failing the role and cause the lost matches severity of the mishap. Yep. Okay, I'll think about that. If the investigation lose 1/5 of that in a game day, they are censured.
Okay.
Not at that point. Although I probably under penalised you because the D4 is like a really minor infraction. This feels more like a D6 actually now that I'm reading it, but it doesn't matter. You got 4 points, which seems like enough. So.
I am so apologetic, Elizabeth. I clearly was not thinking when I grabbed this book by its spine and was so haphazardly moving it around this library. I should be reprimanded. I am so sorry, and I put the book daintily onto the table and I walk out.
Yeah. No, you'll just have to remember, guys. She's not.
Well, actually, I just want to ask if I can copy some dates, putting on my sweet old gentleman.
I just want to take some dates down.
If you don't mind, Lady Eli.
Okay, but she's now a bit sus on you guys, so I am going to need that charm roll, Rector Cedric Postlethwaite.
Certainly. You know it is for the greater good. Yes.
Apparently it is. What is your chance? 65. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you're ever so sweet. Thank you very much.
Yeah. She's like, oh my God, you're so kind, and of course, and I couldn't possibly,
I wouldn't possibly, we wouldn't take the heart of your family out of this library.
Not only that, Rob, you can roll a D4 to gain reputation. You're so elegant and, just such a nice
one. Yes.
1 point.
Slowly climbing.
So all right. Well, you can increase your reputation by 1, Rob. That's gone up.
Thank you very much.
There it is. Right there, people. Live action roleplay. All right.
Young lady.
Right, you all leave, having scribbled out some dates on a piece of paper with an ink quill and ink and quill, and leave the space. Don't know if have they got fountain pens at this point, like the little nib ones, not the actual fountains?
Yeah, got it.
I'm not sure.
No, they must have by now.
I think they still. No, don't know.
They'd have a nib. They'd have to have a nib. Now I want to check. Anyway, I will do that.
I'm looking it up.
Well, they've all got nibs. It's just whether you've got a metal one or you just trim your feather.
Yeah. I can imagine the rector's old school though.
Yes. Absolutely.
you know.
The first
So-
English patent for a fountain pen was issued in 1809.
There you go. Foof. Foof.
My goodness.
They were civilized earlier than most. Do love. Oh, wow.
But the first practical version of the fountain pen was produced in 1884 by American
ruin
inventor
it for me.
P. Waterman.
Don't ruin it for
Yeah.
me, buddy.
There you
So
go.
I see Lily has also kept up. Wow. Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
The penknife.
it's not until 1828.
That's fascinating.
We're still using feathers.
I just need to say this out loud. It had never occurred to me until I literally have looked at that picture that penknives were called that because they were used to trim the quills on things.
On
So that you could write.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Huh. Something I did not know. All right. I'm moving on. So
Yeah.
you've written down some dates and you leave. I'm going to assume now you were visiting during the day. You actually were doing a morning call.
A morning visit.
A
Yes.
morning visit. So you have enough time to get back to somewhere else. So where are you going? Are you going to the Priory, the Upper Tallyford Church, actually, I should say, so that you can look at the parish records, or are you going back to Viscountess Purbeck's home? What is it, people?
I think the Priory sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy to support the young ladies and the rector in their research.
Okay. Wow. All right. So there we are, investigationing. All right. You rock up at the Upper Tallyford Church and you're greeted by a young, somewhat attractive, if I may say, rector who may or may not be married.
I think it should be my duty to find out.
She'll just make the inquiry, I should say. She'll just make the inquiry. Are you married?
Yeah.
What?
Just
That one. Just throw it in there. Sorry, you were saying,
no.
Lily?
Lily?
by rector, were you referring to Cedric or?
No.
No,
Okay.
young
No,
lady.
this is
Definitely
a
not young.
In
I
that
mean-
case, are they actually the rector or are they the curate?
hold on.
Hey,
Because the
Well,
rector
that is a good
Cedric
point.
could have a curate.
Yes. So I have 3 churches, of which 2 are
Basically
run
his
by
God's body.
each one son each who are curates, and the other is another curate.
All right. This is. Oh, hold on.
Because rectors need to go around investigating things and going to social
Reverend.
occasions.
He's a reverend. Reverend
Oh.
Jennings.
Rep-
Take that, everyone. Reverend Jennings stores
Reverend
all
Jennings.
of them in the vicarage in Upper Tallyford.
Sounds like an American thing.
I do like the idea he's your son, though, Cedric. So I'm going to just retcon that now because I think that's
Sure.
hilarious. So, yeah, unbeknownst to the rest of you, Rector Postlethwaite has a son who's not bad looking. He's a very attractive man. And he's
In which case I will know him already and
yes,
should be
well,
aware of his marital status.
he is currently unmarried
Well,
and
there
may
you go.
even be looking for a wife. Exactly.
Oh yes, you mentioned that a few times.
Do it.
Oh, Reverend Jennings,
Excellent.
it is so lovely to see you again. It's been some time. We must have you up to the house for dinner sometime soon. Have you met my young ladies, Miss Georgiana Wentworth and Miss Eliza Hastings, her cousin? Yeah, they're staying with me at the moment. We've just actually been to the continent. They came with me, and your father, of course, on our tour. Sadly, that trip was cut short by the turn of Boney. However,
Terrible, terrible thing he says.
So I'm standing at the back of this so that my son can see me. And when he mentions Eliza, it's like and Georgiana.
By the way, he's 32.
A
So he's
very
a bit old,
marriageable age.
but as a man,
For a man, that is a perfect age for marriage.
yes.
Mature now.
Yes, so he's not married. He is looking for a wife, definitely. I may have oversold his good looks a bit, but he's very educated. And you know,
perhaps we should say it was Cedric that was overselling his good looks to Viscountess Purbeck as a proud father.
Oh yeah, that's quite likely. When you meet him, he's not anywhere near as attractive as you'd be led to believe by stories. Well,
all right. I mean, he's basically like me. I mean, my appearance is pretty low compared to my intelligence.
I mean, I guess you said, "Oh yes, he takes after me," and then proceeded to talk about how good looking he was.
Considering my own appearance is 25, everyone is more attractive than me.
Yeah,
he has an appearance of
35, and I'm pretty low. I thought,
or appeal, or whatever they're calling it these days, is 50. So he's not. He's just average. He's got his mother's looks. But he is both very intelligent and very well educated. He has high edu and high intellect.
I will actually say it is very fitting that I'm simultaneously more attractive than this man, but also more crazy. I have an appearance of 65, so.
And look, he could be making a good income if his dad passed on. I'm just saying.
Hey.
I don't want to sink any ideas into anyone's minds, but you know,
Victor Cedric is very old.
He is very old, and if something terrible was to happen to him,
old, venerable is the term for it.
But like dying only after he takes Viscount Purbeck's money. So ipso facto.
Oh, nice. Thus allowing you to inherit, allowing the reverend to inherit, and then, or the curate in the case, and then that being passed down, through marriage to the person who marries him, and thus getting around the whole, other people getting access to the money who you wouldn't like to have access to the money.
Right.
Logic. Yeah.
So what did I name my boy, by the way? What was his name?
Well, we can change his surname to Postlethwaite, but it's Samuel. Samuel Postlethwaite.
What is it?
Samuel.
As in Daniel?
No, Samuel.
No, Samuel.
Oh, Samuel. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will change Danielle to Samuel on my character sheet.
Excellent. Anyway, so he's there. You don't have to make any skill rolls to get access to the records, as it so turns out.
Excellent.
But I will ask a library use roll from all of you. So who's actually doing the research? Who's trying to find information? And it doesn't have to be one of you. I'm just asking who's going to make a roll on library use.
I guess it should be the rector.
Georgiana will probably follow the rector our rector quite closely, because it means getting away from Viscountess Purbeck and the matchmaking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair.
And she'll be offering to, carry something for him. Oh, let me help you, rector. In order to just get away from this.
Putting on those.
Someone's getting in with the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Can
more
I
just
get a can I get a charm roll from you, Georgiana?
I'm not sure that I'm charming to do anything though.
We're both so not charming as young women. We're just not.
I don't know. I'm trying. I
You're
would say
very
this is more like a
forthright,
sneak
both of you.
roll.
No, it's that's not the target of the charm roll. If I could have a charm roll, please. That would be
Okay.
great.
Wow.
That's a failure.
Do you want to spend
Oh,
2 points of luck and make it a success?
No, I think I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. There was your chance. Walked out the door. It's about 32 years old. Could be in. All right. You're not charming enough, Lily. You're not charming enough, Georgiana. It just doesn't. It just doesn't work. So Samuel's not interested in you. So you may have surrendered the field to Eliza on that one. I feel. Well, actually, I guess the question is, Vikesand and Purbeck, you've got him, as in the Reverend, bailed up, testing his marital status and everything else. Do you want to make a persuade roll? Because it doesn't feel like charm when you're bailing people up. It definitely isn't charm.
I don't even think I had persuade. Oh no, there I do. I do, and it's okay.
It's
not
okay. There you
terrible.
go. Ooh,
It's okay.
all right, this is the important bit of the game. We're going to get this bit.
Oh!
9!
Oh my god!
Extreme
I thought that was 90.
success.
I genuinely thought that was 90. All right.
So did I. I was like, shit.
So as it turns out, Viscountess Purbeck, you are rapidly able to ascertain this is a man who is desperate to get married.
You may find that I've probably told you about him before in our
He's
travels.
very energized to find a wife and settle down. He knows that he'll never be truly wealthy, but there'll be a steady income. So he makes a whole pitch to you. You've got him on the hook, right? Like he's 100% there. And He has noticed both of your wards / children / whatever, are currently unmarried. And, look, it's very easy for you. You have absolutely got the power to point him like the homing missile you might seek to make him at either one or the other of the children as you see them.
Yes. Well,
However, I will point out he is not a man of great prospect.
well,
You're quite
Your pause.
So, and you are quite wealthy. It's not. I mean, if it was your child, there's no way you'd even think about it. Like it's not.
no.
But it's, the sort of rando, cousin, step cousin,
Well,
person.
I mean,
maybe.
that's what I think. I have much higher hopes for Miss Georgiana as my direct blood relation. So Miss Hastings, however, is on the other side of the
Okay.
I'm just going to serve her up on a platter.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Batter up, baby. Are you ready? Are you ready for me to interrogate this man? I'm ready.
And welcome to Reverend Wants a Wife.
Exactly.
Wow. All of the judgment that went into that conversation, all of the classism that just was right there. Beautiful. All right. So, Sam.
He would be a fine prospect for Miss Hastings and her standing in society.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's not going to be married, is she? No.
Wait. Say that again. Was that as him? What would you say?
No. That was just me making a quick.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't apologize. I just didn't hear you. I'm sure it was great.
All right. So
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so does he turn to me?
Well, I guess the question now is, Viscountess Purbeck, what is your advice to him in how he might approach your cousin's, your niece's friend?
Yes, well, I'll just make the introduction.
You're just making
of
the intro,
them.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he is, as you said, Eliza. He's batter up. He's very hesitant in approaching you. He's got a bit of a, he's obviously a bit uncertain. But he does have a gleam of intelligence in his eyes, which might be of some interest to you. Of course, you're a maniac. You're potentially a pagan heretic. But let's not dwell on the issues that might need to be resolved in the future. Let's talk about now. So he's 100%. He's kind of fired at you. So introductions are made in the appropriate way, and he's, tell me, Eliza, what books do you like to read? He sort of falls back on a kind of, in that moment of hesitancy, he falls back on something he understands. What do you think of, books?
I personally love books. What was it again? Reverend, yeah. Reverend. I have a distinct love for all things literature, novels. I do enjoy a good, of course, it's quite scandalous to say nowadays, but Jane Austen, Mary Wollstonecraft, but also historical fiction. Such as, I recently read an account of a woman who was burned at the stake for witchcraft. Very, very interesting light reading. All sorts of things she alleged in relation to the devil. It's always important to be mindful of who may be within our midst. Is that not right, Reverend?
Straight to the witch burning. Love it. Subtle like a brick. Okay.
Do you believe that the Lord wished those women to burn, Reverend? Or
wow.
was it just a misguided?
Oh, he takes a step back and says, "Oh, look, I think this topic is far too indelicate to be discussed in polite company." I try to imagine that the Lord, has it all in his plan, and that it was. Did they deserve to be burnt? I don't know. We're so much more rational and scientific now than we were back then. Papist fools, and high church Anglicans, just throwing in the disbursement. They were crazed at a time of great fervor, but I am sure that the lesson that we're meant to take from that is God's lesson, which is to treat each other with kindness and generosity and not to fall into the trap of such persecutions, and rather to seek knowledge in God's great plan for the way the world works and how he has set it up and how all these things feed into other things. I prefer to think of these as salutary lessons for the future.
Interesting. I do admit that there is certainly a level of banality with which I can view historical events, but I like that way of thinking, Reverend. In terms of your duties to your parish and what sort of things you wish to kind of be doing in your community, I would imagine that that's something that occupies a lot of your time, and you'd of course be looking for someone to share those opportunities and services with.
So much. It does take a lot of my time, but I do keep a little bit of time aside, and I hope this is okay with you. And then he points, and he has a telescope. I am interested in the natural world and the sciences. I'm quite the natural philosopher, don't you know?
Oh, that is so quaint. You know who loves natural sciences? My cousin. Where is she? Like literally, I'm like, oh, this guy's a science nerd. Where's Georgiana? Like,
Exactly
so
right.
uninterested.
He's pointed at his telescope, which is in the corner of his room. In the same way that particular types of people have been pointing at telescopes for centuries and will continue to point at them for centuries into the future. All right, while this is going on, there's a bit of library use research happening in library use land. So can I get a library use roll from Georgiana and the rector, please?
Yeah, I'm also kind of checking the dust on the various bits of furnishings and things as I pass by to make sure it's all being taken care of.
Oh. Ooh. Ouch.
Woohoo!
Okay. Well, it wasn't a fumble. It was just a failure. But, Georgiana, you are just schlepping the books for the rector, it appears.
Oh, look, I kind of
quite
know
know way around the records.
I do know my way around the records.
I've got a bit of an idea. I know how this stuff works. Okay. So, the records. Well, you already know that every 100 years a child dies, and you're actually able to prove that in the parish records as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can see, other people dying, but yeah, there's a repeated pattern every 100 years, and particularly the eldest living heir in the family. So not the eldest member of the family, but the eldest heir. Based on your reading, the deaths actually trace back all the way to the 1413.
God, how did we miss that? Jeez.
Wasn't in the Bible.
Right.
Or 1415, I should say. September 1415, Jacob Northlake, age 12. The next is Walter, followed by Blanche, followed by William Northlake. The heirs are so Jacob was 12, Walter was 14, Blanche was 6. The last child to die was William Northlake in 1715, who was only 6 months old.
Oh.
A few years later, Alistair Northlake, the father of said child, was listed as having died in an accident. Now, your reading of the papers tells you that that's all very polite language for he probably committed suicide. Right. The way it's described is, to your mind, a pretty strong indication that he committed suicide. And, of course, AN, the note, I think, was scribbled by AN.
AN.
Yeah, the note, I won't do this anymore, that thing.
Yeah. Right.
Mm.
And it was his handwriting?
That bit you can't tell.
Oh, okay. All right. Mind you, if he's we should at least be able to get his handwriting at our end, because he would have so did Alistair have more than one child? Because we would have had to
yeah.
Because
yeah.
baptisms and all those sorts of things usually have a signature, the father.
Yep. Is it that one? I think it's that one. William, Alice, and Robert and Isabella.
Oh, there we go.
All
right. So we should be able to pick up. Well, the thing is, you won't have the handwriting of the suicide note anywhere.
Sorry, William, Alice, and Robert. Robert was the one who survived it. And
Top
then,
guy.
because they married Isabella Hervey, who had Edmund, Sarah, and Clara.
Right. Okay. So we could always go and try and track these kids down, so to speak, and talk to them. Are
No.
they still in the region?
What? Which kids?
Well,
This is more than 100 years ago.
oh, yeah, actually, you're right. Sorry. Old age is catching up.
We could go catch up with these people who died 20 years ago. Yeah.
Because we've only got because Sarah was my friend who has gone cuckoo, I think. She's got dementia. Yeah.
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And okay.
Actually,
Well,
it's Emma, but yeah, I'll just double check that.
Or was it Emma?
That it doesn't really
yeah.
matter, but I think
Yeah, no, it was right. Yeah. Because she's married to Edmund. That's right.
yeah. So she was married to Edmund, who's passed away.
Yeah.
And their son is James, who is Lord Northlake currently, who is married to Lydia, who is Lady Northlake currently, and Elizabeth is their child.
Is their only child. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, when was the Alistair death that was likely suicide?
3 years later, in 1718.
7.
So I don't know if you can see it, but I've got my mouse hovering over it. It's that one there.
Oh, okay. So before he died, he'd fathered 2 more children with Charlotte Fleming, and then he passed. Robert became Lord Northlake, married Isabella Hurley. Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah, and then Edmund married Emma.
Yeah.
Well, that's a surprisingly small number of children, actually.
Yes, I mean, but he didn't live for very long, so yeah.
No.
After his
right.
son died.
So in the absence of William being the eldest heir to be, let's assume, well, if William died, natural causes, and wasn't sacrificed on some dark altar, then the next,
in the face of all evidence, let's assume,
then it may well pass back to the father, who is the last heir to inherit. Okay. I think we need to talk to some people. That's that there.
Well, because I was going to say, like, we could, if we could talk to Sarah and Clara about what they remember about their grandfather, but their own father would never have known his own father because his father died when he was 1.
Correct.
So there's probably not family stories to go back to about this.
Yeah, okay.
So
can I ask? So if basically I kind of call out, for my cousin. She doesn't respond obviously because she's, waist deep in reading alongside the rector. So I think that I kind of excuse myself and go in to kind of that main maybe library room. It's probably like quite a quiet place, I'd imagine, like where all the records are kept. I don't know, Rector. Do you think it is, or is it busy?
Well, it's busy right now because we're all in there.
Yeah. Well, I think that Eliza comes in because I think that she, being the first to kind of recognize that there were that there were firstborns dying, or every 100 years there was someone who died, and as well kind of not really 100% wanting to believe that there is anything occult happening. and kind of like just that dissociative fugue. It's not going to happen again. I think that she's kind of like clinging to the rector, not in a physical sense, but just in an emotional sense of like, there must be some rational reason why something like this would occur. So I think she's probably like asking you about, do these kind of claimed curses or kind of family mishaps every few hundred years, like how common is this? Is this just something that's easily explained as hysteria?
The fact that the numbers are so precise is very suspicious. I mean, families can be cursed with all sorts of things, but this is very regular. This is disturbingly regular. This reeks of the family has strayed down some dark path.
Right. Well,
so let me just see. Oh, hey, geez. No. Do we have any idea who actually wrote the "I confess my sin here"?
Yeah, you're pretty sure it was Alistair.
Robert, wasn't it? Oh, Alistair, sorry.
It was
Alistair.
Yeah.
So he writes something and then tops himself after he's produced an ear.
Well, this to me reads like he's got his heir William, and he has sacrificed him on the black altar.
Yeah, but then he has to make another one, and then he kills himself.
Yeah, because he needs to make sure that he has an heir to continue the family line.
Yeah.
But then all that guilt and everything else caught up with him.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, that sounds like a plausible theory.
Dark deeds done in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
So, checking like the deaths in the records, can we get to an actual day? Like we've got years. No. Okay.
No.
All right.
Well, actually, hold on. All right. No, that's not fair. You could...
We could go and see the family doctor.
Well, you want to know the exact dates of death.
Yeah.
And you've got the parish records.
Yeah.
Make
at least we would probably have the dates of when funerals were conducted.
That's a fair point. I'll pay that. Make a library use roll for me.
Alrighty. Come on, baby. No.
Turns out people weren't writing that shit down back then.
They were too emotional.
Unless you'd like to push it.
No. I'm not going to lay in 28 of my 48 luck points, thanks.
No.
Oh, pushing it.
Pushing it.
What does pushing it do again?
If you fail the roll, there will be a penalty. And in this particular case, what will the penalty be? Geez, that's hard. There's not really a lot at risk here.
Well, can I just say that there's probably a chance that this may have been a church that I operated in before my sons. So I may have some dark connection to this past.
What secrets have you been keeping, priest?
No, really, nothing. Don't know.
Actually, I'm going to say there probably isn't.
Well, we did have that fire a few years back that possibly took out the section. All right. No, that's cool.
So I might just like jump in and just like so we're kind of all talking about this, and I think Eliza's like, so we're saying that every 100 years the eldest child of the North Lakes dies, but what was in the diary or the Bible was it talked of sacrifice and of a black altar, and we don't know when they die, but the way that that's written makes it seem as if it was something that was not necessarily an inevitability or forced upon, but actually chosen for whatever reason. Is that what we're saying? We're saying sacrifice, black blood, sacrifice goats, maybe, but
Black altar.
I don't
Black
know.
altar.
Exactly, black altar, black water. There's so much in a simile. I don't. It just seems so far fetched. I mean, cousin, do you know anything of these sorts of practices, or rector even? I mean, this is me kind of throwing for like an occult role. I feel like this is probably something we can get from that.
Well, Georgiana, do you want to consider any knowledge that you might have that might be of relevance?
Would that be an occult role or Cthulhu mythos or?
Look, I'm happy with either.
There's not much difference, but occult is 2 points better, so I'll go with that. Oh no, wait, no, they are actually exactly the same. So,
Oh, what's your occult?
my occult is 5. My Cthulhu mythos is 5.
Oh, okay. I actually thought that you had tons.
I do
So
not.
sorry.
Let me just. I'm just trying to get the fog out of my head and see if I can get something there, because I have this. 6.
Oh,
30.
extreme success.
Oh, nice.
Everybody's got to have a hobby.
And mine is the study of the occult.
Got to protect the flock. Know where the enemies are.
That's right. It's all about protecting the flock, isn't it, Rector?
Yes.
What
Yes,
secrets were hidden in those books of yours, Rector? What secrets were hidden in those books of yours? Okay, so what do you? How do I ask? Like, you got an extreme success, so you definitely know shit.
Yeah. So the fact. Well, okay. So I probably know like gatherings of occult, because people are still doing that sort of stuff. It doesn't go away. And I probably have a pretty good idea roughly who the leaders of these cults are, and these cults and other things. But from what the Belgian described and everything, having that in your house, I'm saying that somehow they're managing it by offering things to it.
Look, actually, I've, while you've been talking, I've been thinking about it. So, yep. So your occult role, Satan.
Well, naturally.
It's all about Satan.
It's all about Satan.
It's all about Satan. Some members of the Northlake family have been sacrificing their children on a black altar. Yep. I mean, that couldn't be closer to, that's clear Satan. Right there. Right in your eyeball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty clear cut.
Perfect timing. That's all I'm going to say. Joe, perfect timing, mate. It's all about Satan. So, yep. Black altar. Clearly, some members of the Northlake family, maybe even current members of the Northlake family, have sold their soul to Satan. and have been
Yes.
sacrificing their children on a black altar in service of Satan.
That's right. A family pact that's inherited through the generations.
Yeah. How are they so wealthy?
Exactly.
Satan.
And Rector, what does the good book say about dealing with worshippers of Satan?
That's a good question.
Hey,
Gotta burn the
well,
whole place down, man. Gotta burn the whole place down.
that's right.
It's not Cthulhu if someone's not committing arson.
my
It's like
eyes,
an artillery barrage. It's the only way to be sure.
my eyes have never looked more crazy. Asking me this question.
You're delivering that message beautifully, man.
It's like you're looking for permission to do something, isn't it, Eliza?
I feel this is the difference
Well,
between occult and Cthulhu mythos.
What-
It made
sorry,
it
say-
perfect. I said I feel this is the difference between an occult success and a Cthulhu mythos success. You have landed the answer using your occult skill, and the answer is they've sold their souls to Satan, and they must sacrifice their firstborn child every 100 years to keep Satan on side.
Can Georgiana try a Cthulhu Mythos roll for what it's worth?
Georgiana can absolutely try a Cthulhu mythos roll.
Can I also?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Look,
good.
everyone who's got it can roll
the
it.
more the merrier.
Excellent. I have 7%, so let's see.
7, that's right. You got a bit of a bonus, didn't you?
Well, I've gone insane. Oh, there we go.
No, apparently not. No, Satan.
No.
It is Satan.
It is Satan.
It's perfectly obvious.
It is pretty obvious. I mean, black altar, children, death.
He's the prince of the power of the air.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah,
sense.
exactly. Yeah.
Get it? The air, AIR, or
Yeah.
HEIR.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same sound, different spelling. Satan.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think the joke of nobody commented on it would have left it with dead air.
Oh. All right.
All right.
So yep, you've got the answer. It's satanic rituals.
So what do we do about it? So do we confront them on it? Do we get a lynch mob? Do we?
Well, hold on. You do know that the last recorded death, the person who was clearly the Satanist died, killed themselves even, which just proves that they're satanic. And just, mortal sins, all that sort of thing. Not that you're papists, but just saying. And then now, or rather, I should say now, what you need to know, Cedric, I would argue, is Lord Northlake secretly a Satanist?
Well, he'd have to be.
Well, but as Viscountess Purbeck, I think, was pointing out, or someone was pointing out, his children were, he committed suicide just after his children were born, so he may not have passed down the ancient, the dark act.
And it may well be that he wasn't the one to get. So the wheel was first turned many hundreds of years ago, and the family perhaps has been trying to cope ever since.
Yeah.
This is the only way they found to do it.
Where did their money come from?
The only thing is that would count against the current Lord Northlake being someone who would deliberately try to sacrifice their own child is that he has no other heir.
True. Yeah.
So if his daughter dies,
no heir.
So
no
he may
heir,
actually
where
have
would it go?
real interest in breaking this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did he go on campaign against Napoleon anywhere? Has he got heirs elsewhere?
No, he well, good question. Maybe. I mean,
You know, the whole Parry
Yeah.
thing at
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
Otherwise,
sometimes
it's going to devolve to some cousin or something,
distant
or
relative.
like
Yeah, that's
distant
right. Yeah.
relatives. Yeah.
Yep. One of the members of that family tree that's currently up there, one of the more distant members. But yes, Satan. I'm going with Satan. So some child of Sarah or Clara over here in this part of the map over here.
Yeah.
They might have had a male child, some distant cousin now. Second cousin, third cousin.
Yes.
Also Satan. This one.
All right. So we haven't really got an idea of how to break this thing yet.
But you do probably know how to tell if someone's a Satanist.
Well,
with that extraordinary success, of course.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. All right.
Because they have forsworn the Lord and taken Satan's name as their Lord and Master.
Yep.
So they won't be able to, say the Lord's name in prayer.
Oh, yes. Yes. So maybe we should wait till Sunday.
Yes, and you can catch them if they are Satanists by watching them when they pray.
Well, that's what I do anyway. That's why I've got a high spot.
All right, so we've now landed on it's all Satan's fault, which I like. And it's getting quite late in the day, and Eliza has shucked off. I think is the words I'm looking for. Actually, Eliza, persuade roll as you try and point the heat-seeking missile somewhere else.
Towards Georgiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Love it.
Yeah, it's not charm, it's persuade. I'm giving you persuade on this one.
I thank you very much. I will take that.
It does feel like, no. You really need to talk to my cousin. She's into science.
Extreme success.
Extreme success. He's so easily malleable. Like the man has no
spine,
no idea, no personality. He's basically a blank template, and you can, you take what Viscount Purbeck had already started to insert in the personality chip, and you manipulate it so that it's now more targeted at Georgiana. Georgiana, for the last hour of your time at the Upper Tallyford Church, you find yourself bizarrely Samuel doted upon. Samuel wants to talk to you. He's been told you're very interested in natural philosophy and the natural world and science, and he himself is quite the fan of science as well, and he's just looking for someone who's interested in science. So he's working very hard on you. Is Georgiana even vaguely amenable to the the brilliance, if you will, of the Reverend?
I think that she's just not even going to realize.
Nice.
She's going to notice that he's there, but she's sort of focused on what they're doing, and she's just like, why are you here?
Yeah.
And obviously trying to be polite, but just it is going completely over her head that he might be actually interested in her.
Right. I will ask you to make an etiquette roll, if I may. Well, maybe
are you using him as a book holder?
It's probably not going to go well, but anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's holding all of your books.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So
just a success.
Well, just a success is all you need. So by the end of the hour, you begin to have the sense that he might just be a little bit more interested in you than you first recollect. But you don't do anything with it during the time. You that's a reflection that comes to you later as you sort of go, hold on a second. And Viscountess Purbeck, you see Eliza, do a classic, deflect move. No, you need to talk to my cousin.
Mhm.
And with incredible skill, redirect
Mm-hmm.
the curate in the direction of Georgiana. You are then also able to note that Georgiana just has no clue.
Yeah. Well, Reverend Samuel Postlethwaite will not be getting an invitation to dinner. I not chasing after Georgiana.
Just slap.
Right. I could just see I'll be saying to my son, we need to catch up for a few beers later.
I might be having a few words to my rector. It's like,
beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah, no.
You know what I?
No.
You know what I say? Because I imagine Georgiana's kind of like looking through through books and stuff, and he's holding this like ever towering kind of stack of books. Kind of talking to her about Orion's belt and blah blah blah. Have you seen Venus this time of year? And she's like yes, but I think that like off to one side, I can kind of see Viscountess Purbeck fuming. And I just kind of whispered to her, isn't it so interesting, Viscountess, how love can bloom in such an unexpected place? It knows no class and it knows only curiosity and genuine interest.
No class at all.
You want me to roll something to not have
would be the Viscountess's response. No class at all.
I love to stir that dang pot.
Okay, so you've had an eventful afternoon doing research, and you managed to skip through the you travel back to accommodation because I assume you're not going out in the night digging up graves just to check. You could there's a graves digging option here. You can go to the North Lake Mausoleum. Eliza's like, you know what, we should go to the mausoleum.
I'm 100% on, like, if someone says that, Eliza is like so into it.
Yeah.
It's camp. That's so camp. Lanterns. Little digging tools.
No, but
this is going to end with us digging off
will have to be tomorrow that we have to send the rector off to go and have tea with the new man in town.
Yeah, the mysterious Mr. Williams.
Mr. Williams. Yes.
Yeah, who Eliza is really focused on. Like, who is the mysterious Mr. Williams, and does he have money?
Yeah.
100%. I'm incredibly interested. It was so nice to have a small diversion in your wonderful son, Rector. But however, it seems sadly to no fault of my own, he's taken a shine to Miss Georgiana, and I just think, there's a beauty in love that I hope to find in Mr. Williams.
I'm really stressed about this because
he's got 500 guineas, I tell you.
Unfortunately, he's waiting for me to get hit by a carriage.
All right, so unless you do something specifically that night, we'll just skip through.
No.
If that's okay. I'm assuming you're actually not going to dig up the North Lake Mausoleum. It's not digging, by the way. You'd have to break in. It's a mausoleum, so there's no graves. There's just a big granite building with a door.
How about we just say not yet?
Not yet. No.
Okay. I'm 100% chomping at the dang bit to do that. But yes, I think
fair,
that like
fair.
I don't think that there is a clear like through line to going and digging up yet. Yeah.
Not
But
yet.
as soon
But
as
soon.
there is.
But soon. But
As
soon.
soon as there is, it will
What would
be.
the rector say?
As your
No.
GM or your
You're
keeper,
going
I think.
straight to hell.
I've heard you. I've heard you, Jay. I've heard that you've got that need, and at some point, as we played this game,
Look,
you'll be, you know, thigh/dress deep in a grave with a shovel.
you just say the word, I roll you an idea roll. It's gonna be an extreme success. I know it. I know it.
Hold on, guys. I've got a thought. Okay. Dig up the body. Okay, so
Well,
next morning.
Yep.
Next morning. The plan here is that Rector Cedric Postlethwaite, by themselves, as I recall, will be sent to go a-calling the mysterious Mr. Williams and his sister. To the point. However, when you wake up in the morning and wake up, you know, you are raised from your beds at some point by the servants, that sort of thing, and dressed appropriately. And it's probably 10 a.m. by the time you finally are up. The groundskeeper, you know, your Viscountess Purbeck, your man of the grounds, as opposed to your person who runs the estates. Who runs the mansion. So the person who runs the grounds.
Yeah.
Excuse me, my lady. Viscountess. I have troubling. I think we've got a problem, and I feel I did raise it, but you are, of course, the lady, so I'm bringing it to your attention. I wouldn't normally bring this kind of thing to you. I understand it's a little indelicate, but I do feel I need to mention it.
Oh my good man, please do go on and explain this problem to me.
Well, I think we've got a wolf. Well, maybe even a bear. Like someone might have brought one into the country and let it loose or something. And we haven't seen a bear in centuries in this area, but something's attacked some of the sheep.
Oh, that is a very serious thing. I'm very glad you have brought this to me. A wild animal has attacked our sheep.
Yeah, and killed a few of them, my lady. Torn them, ripped them apart.
That's absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
So, tell me, what have you done so far about this beast?
Well, we've got the rest of the groundsmen currently, you know, sort of looking around, keeping an eye out, searching the woods, the copse, as it were, and things. And I'm a little concerned because we have found some paw prints and they're very large, which makes me think it's a bear. Which is, you know, suggests it's been brought here. Right? I just wanted your permission to arm the men.
Of course you must arm the men. We cannot have one of our men killed by a beast, a wild, ravening beast. It's bad enough our sheep have been taken.
Indeed.
Should we keep the sheep in the barn?
My late Viscountess, that's an excellent idea. I will get the sheep into the barn immediately.
It does strike me that if we kept them locked up there, if the beast was to come calling, it would be much easier to guard the barn with a number of men.
Yeah,
and you'd be more likely to shoot it.
With guns, exactly. Yes. This is actually where this should go. Absolutely. Oh, yes. Okay, hold on a second. I think we've got a plan. Yes, we need a hunting party. That's what you need.
A hunting party.
It needs to be filled with the, you know, with the not. You guys don't have any men who are really appropriate. Although, you know, I'm sure Reginald would partake.
Yeah. Well, let me see. What is my
Absolutely.
horse
His
riding?
bravado would be up front.
I think Reginald
my
is still
rider's not
recovering
great.
from the indignity
I
of
was
dressing
too
like a
large to
servant.
ride well, so.
Yes, I agree.
Anyway.
I don't think Reginald has recovered from the indignity of dressing as a servant.
But he is good with dogs. So if it was like a wolf.
he might be great. Now, yes. So let us. So that's what you get told. So unless you guys do something, that's what you know at the moment. Eliza, I will just point out there are a multitude of dead domestic animals nearby that have been torn apart by a bear.
I'm already on it.
Yeah, are you heading out to check out the bodies?
Well, I think that like kind of as we kind of said a while ago, I think I am an early riser, so I might have kind of like seen people kind of around, but like I kind of think that Eliza prefers to kind of just like have a bit of quiet time in the morning, but then she comes back for like kind of the start of the day and kind of tea and stuff. So she probably comes back in. To Viscountess Purbeck, explaining perhaps to the rector and Georgiana that there's been this kind of mauling of these animals. And I think that she says, well, that's not, my father always told me it's very unladylike to carry a gun. And yet, and she basically like doesn't finish that thought, goes up to her room, goes into her trunk and takes out her flintlock pistol, which she will now be carrying at all times. My perfect excuse to finally use my pistol skill. Which is good. It's actually good.
And you've got a pistol. You've got a pistol on your sheet, so you.
And very fortunately for you, I do believe that a lady must carry a weapon.
We go.
Oh, you are a good shot.
I am a very good
shot. Wow. Okay.
Because my father gave me, Bessie, my pistol as a wedding gift. And told me that a lady must always be able to defend herself.
Which, of course, you've used in anger. All right. So you, So all right. So you don't go and check out the dead bodies, Eliza?
Oh no, I will.
Oh, you will. Yeah. Okay.
If I
right.
Whoever wants to kind of come with me, I'm fine to. I mean, I would imagine that like Viscountess Purbeck would at least be interested to see the state of her sheep.
Yes, I think I will actually take to the grounds and go and of course I'm taking my pistol with me.
Okay.
Oh my God, we both have our pistols. It's such
Send the women out with the guns.
It's so woman-coded with like pistols.
If I may give you one piece of advance notice. It would be good if someone who was halfway decent at Natural World was there.
Well, Georgiana was, I mean, maybe more like a quarter decent at Natural World, but she's also
I'm terrible.
She is interested in like nature and that sort of thing, and medicine.
Richter, will you join us for a walk out to the fields, or are you going off to visit with Mr. Williams this morning?
I think I will take my leave and see if I can gain an audience with Mr. Williams and his sister.
Excellent.
I'll let you lead the expedition out to the sheep.
I think that Eliza was like already at the door, but then hears the mention of Mr. Williams, and then it's like back at the front door, being like, "Do tell me how it goes, Reverend." Like so eager.
Yes. I'll try not to be too indelicate.
Okay, so those of you who go out to check on the sheep.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a bunch of sheep that have been torn apart. That's exactly what it looks like. So something large has torn into the sheep. Can I get natural world rolls, please, from the people who are out looking at the sheep?
Sure.
Let's see if I could be lucky. I could be lucky.
Ooh.
I cannot be lucky.
Okay. I will take one for the team and spend 8 luck points
Ooh,
to
okay.
get a regular success. If you think it's something that's like worth doing that for.
There
Like,
is things.
is this important information or?
There is stuff to know.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
I will spend it because I haven't spent luck in this entire campaign yet. So
Okay, had to happen some point.
yeah,
All
absolutely.
right. Okay, so you check around the bodies, and as kind of reported, something with large feet has left its tracks here. The feet, however, are not, to your mind, the sort of feet you'd expect a bear to have.
Mm,
They are long feet.
mm.
Like they're long feet with, yes, what looks like there may be claws or something at the tips of them, but they're not what you have been told a bear's foot looks like, which is a big fat wide thing, big fat wide pads. And yes, the thing that attacked. Oh, you can also use a medicine roll. Okay. Oh, okay. Yep.
Oh no, my medicine is 1. No, I'm not doing that.
So you've got a macropod like a kangaroo. I've heard of kangaroos.
My medicine is 1 as well, but can I roll it just to see? Because I want to get that skill up and like even.
Sure.
So I need to be rolling it every chance
Yeah,
I get.
agreed. Me too. If I
Go
can.
the 0-1. Go the 0-1. 62. Yep, that's
No.
Nah.
Oh, okay, close, but no cigar.
You're kind of getting the same information the other way.
Is there any utility in rolling history in terms of like us knowing what sorts of animals frequent these? Like
You can
or
roll
would that,
track.
would that be okay?
You can roll
I
tracks.
was going to ask if I could roll some track. I'm going to do that too. Look and see if we can see where it's
You can
going.
roll. You don't have to feel restrained. It's not a.
Okay, great.
On the rolls.
No.
Did I roll something? That was track. Oh yeah, no. Okay.
No, we all failed at that. But at least we got a little bit. Interesting. Well, I fear. Oh, you go.
Oh, I was just going to ask, can Eliza see if the prints lead off anywhere or where they come from?
Can I do a spot hidden?
You can.
Amazing.
You can all make
Thank
spot
you.
hidden rolls if you'd like.
Try that as well. No.
Wow, you guys are not rolling well.
Oh my god. Well, actually, you know what? Can I push that?
The spot hidden roll?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's worth it for you because you
Beautiful,
actually got a reasonable spot hidden. Come on, no.
No.
Okay, so
Do I destroy valuable evidence?
Okay. Here's the no.
Okay.
You find tracks leading into the forest,
Ooh. Okay.
which you can follow.
I'm on the hunt.
Yep. So you guys are heading off into the forest. You're on the hunt. You're just tracking. You're not really thinking. You haven't thought to organize people to come with you.
No.
That's the impact of the push, by the way. And you all need to make listen rolls for me, please.
Interesting.
This is the 3 of you.
Where is listen? Oh, there we are.
Nope. Oh, Eliza pulled it out of the bag.
Here we go.
All right. That could have been the most important roll you make tonight. All right. So you guys are all in the woods, kind of having left like having not told your servants that you're heading into the woods. And then, Eliza, You're in the woods. You're in front, which makes this make complete sense. You hear something large moving towards you through the bracken and undergrowth of the forest.
Who goes there? I'm armed, and I have my gun out in front of me.
All right. There is a kind of low grumbling roar coming from the woods in front of you. Like a person. You do not get an answer that is a person.
Okay. And does it sound like a bear?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't actually know what a bear sounds like, but
I did get a success on natural world.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Either way, I think that she will stand her ground,
Right.
and kind of wait for the others to kind of like come up to her, but she kind of like puts her hand out as if to say there's like something up ahead.
I love the fact that actually of the party, two of the women are probably the best fighters in the party. All right, so there's a low grumbling roar and something rushing towards you through the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, because you've got firearms, you get the plus 50 to initiative or whatever it is for the first round because guns. So this giant, massive, hulking form covered in fur, standing at least 2 meters tall. So massive in compared to you guys. Like you guys are nowhere near that tall. Comes smashing through the woods towards you. What do you do, guys? It's coming right at you, to quote.
Shoot it.
Please, you can actually target the weird little symbol I've put on the thing there. You should be able to sort of right-click and hit the targeting symbol. And then hopefully that means you'll be able to shoot it with your gun and it'll attack it.
Oh, okay. So you said it was a bear, right? Or tiger?
No, I said it was a large furry thing that stands over 2 meters tall in the dark and shadowy bracken. It is stumbling out of the dark and charging towards you.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. I think that Eliza assumes it's some sort of jaguar or some sort of night wraith from the forest. And I think that she doesn't think twice. So it's like it's coming right at me, right?
Yeah, it's coming. It is, to quote South Park.
All right,
coming right at you.
Perfect. I'm going to use a Call of Cthulhu rule. I'm going to step within point blank range, fire 3 times without a penalty.
You're going to fire once because you've got a flintlock pistol.
Oh, what? Damn it!
Welcome to flintlock.
Okay. Well,
it has one shot, and then you have to reload it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that is true of this time. We're not in the 1920s.
You are not.
Well, in which case, I don't do what I just said I did. Instead, I go into point blank range, and I have a bonus die. So, all right, let's do it.
Okay. And by the way, I'll need you all to make sanity checks once you've finished rolling.
Absolutely.
All right.
Here we go.
By the way, Georgiana, what are you doing? I know what the other two are going to do. What are you going to do?
Firearms.
Do I need to wait to tell you until they've had their turns, or
use the token shape? Oh.
Well, you hit. Wow. Good thing you had that extra die. Okay, you lose 1 sanity point.
Yeah.
There we go.
For making a sanity check. Did you? And was that you, Eliza, who was doing all of that, or was that Georgiana? I can't work it out. Eliza, you used your skill. You didn't use the weapon.
Yeah, I'm just trying to use.
Here we go. Sorry.
What do you just hit the roll firearms pistol 30?
Yeah, I just did that. Should I not have done that?
No. I'm talking to Jess. If you hit that button,
It
that
says,
should.
because I've targeted the creature, and when I
Yeah.
click on my pistol, it says unable to calculate distance between tokens. Please use the token character sheet. Okay, so I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm good now. I hope. Ooh. Oh no, now I'm not targeting it. Just fucking target. Yeah.
Whoops.
You
So,
should be able to do it.
right, there we go. Gosh, I've been. Oh, I see. That's how that. Okay, fine. What do you got? Just do this one here. I'm doing single shot.
Yep, single shot and point blank range.
Oh, roll firearms. Okay.
Okay, that is wrong because you were. Oh, it's actually treating these squares like they're distance. Okay, that was
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
right. Okay, because you should be just choosing base range, and I think at point blank you get the bonus die for a start.
Yeah.
So just roll your firearm skill with a bonus die, and let's not worry about all this
Yeah.
palaver.
Oh, okay.
And then it's just if you don't get impale, it's just a d6 plus 1 damage.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm
5 points.
There we go. 5 damage.
sorry. Ugh. Proceed. So, am I rolling with advantage?
Yes, you are rolling
Yeah.
with advantage. That is explicitly what you were doing.
Ugh. How do I do that? It won't let me add one. It won't let me do that. Ugh. Nope.
Yeah, but that didn't roll with advantage, Jess. That
No,
just rolled.
I could not get it to roll with advantage. It would not work. I'm just going to have to roll this, I think, and then I can add a die, and then run it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Still bad.
Yeah.
Still bad.
and that- it doesn't. I think we missed. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
get
So
it
you
really
wing it. You wing it, Eliza. You hear it go. And it stumbles back into the forest. It's like and runs away. However, you did catch sight of its visage, which is horrific and not natural. Make a sanity roll for me, please.
Absolutely.
And you
So
too, Viscountess
We're all
Kirby.
rolling sanity? Yeah.
And Georgiana's already done it and covered themselves with what I would call as glory. Ooh, ow. That's less good, guys. That's
That's a spicy
Wow.
roll.
that's a. Let me just roll this roll right here then. Okay. You both lose. Oh. Oh.
Okay, well,
Okay, wow, you saw it. What you saw was something that was clearly not of this world. It had rotting sort of pelt on its chest, but the most horrific thing is it had no head. In the center of its body were two large eyes and a gaping maw filled with gem-like teeth. And it had these arms that hung long on its sides that loped as it ran towards you, covered in black claw, with ending in pointed black claws. And overall, it smelled of something unnatural, of sulfur and, acidic smells. And you've been washed away by this horror, and you both lost 8 sanity, which I'm pretty sure is not good for either of you. And actually, I'm pretty sure for Viscountess Purbeck, it's explicitly not good for you. Is
I'm
that
just
right?
30 sanity.
Well, you don't anymore, so or you do. That's what you're down to?
That's what I'm down to.
So you lost, you were at 38,
I was at 38.
and you're now down to 30. Woohoo!
Yeah.
I don't think that's good. I don't need to check, do I? No, I don't. I get the rules.
Well, actually, so I had 40 sanity and I lost 8. That is 1/5 of my total sanity, so it would definitely be 1/5 for Jess, which means we're both indefinitely insane.
Oh dear.
Wow. Because, like, I don't know, there's these little icons here with a spider that says Bout of Madness, which I'm just running screaming from the woods because why wouldn't you at this point? And then there's a little tentacle thing saying underlying insanity. So cool.
You also get that sweet 1 point of Cthulhu Mythos, or 5 if you haven't, or 5 if this is your first bout of madness.
This is my first bout of madness.
So yeah, you get 5, is it, or 3? I can't remember.
Let's see.
Either or, I get 1. Baby, I'm 8 now.
In one day, depending on the situation, it may mean surviving until dawn, sitting down for a nice cup of tea. Yep. So you've got indefinite insanity. A bout of madness. So what do I roll on? What type of insanity do you get? Is that what happens? Insanity phase 1. Right, yeah. They experience a bout of madness. Could I get a D10 roll from both of you, please, as you know. Oh, 9. That's going to be good. A 9 and a 7. Awesome. 9. Phobia. Say, Viscountess Purbeck, what are you scared of?
The woods now.
Seems legit. Yep, you now have a phobia of woods. Welcome to the world of phobias.
Not going in the woods. No.
Arborphobia.
And equally sensible, Eliza, flee in panic.
Absolutely. I scream and I run.
And run out of the woods. Georgiana, you obviously didn't see the horrid face of darkness. But you're feeling pretty calm. So, what do you want to do? You didn't go mad.
Well, I didn't go mad, but I'm still going to be running and screaming along with the rest of them.
Right, yeah, nice. All right, so phobia drives you out of the forest. So the nice thing is you all basically respond exactly the same way. You all run out of the space. Good news is when you're suffering a bout of madness, you can't lose any more sanity, so that's good. And the sanity hammers on the scene in which a bit of madness last 1d10. Okay, cool.
So I think that after the amount of rounds that we're having about, I think that after that we kind of stabilize, but any further instances of sanity loss puts us right back into a bout.
Yes.
I think that's what that is, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And in answer to your question, the first instance of mythos-related insanity always adds 5 points to Cthulhu skill. Further episodes of mythos-induced insanity, temporary or otherwise, each add 1 point to skill. So, Viscountess Purbeck, you can ramp up your Cthulhu mythos by 5.
I'm up to 7 now.
And actually, Eliza, have you? Oh, yeah, you have. You have had a bout of sanity from seeing things that no person was meant to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I now have 8. I'm getting there. Just a few more.
Now you've both got indefinite insanity, which means this phobia is now hardwired for a fairly significant period of time, unless you go off and get help.
So what kind of fear did I have particularly?
Weren't you scared? Weren't you afraid of the night?
Oh yeah, the night. So maybe it's like the darkness of the
Forest.
woods and things like that. Yeah. Like I just kind of like screamed, the blackness, it's taking me.
Yeah, you had scootophobia, the fear of darkness and awe of the night.
Oh yes. And then there was the thing that Lily was saying about like was it noctophilia?
Yeah,
Nick-
noctophilia.
Yeah.
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 So wait, you're terrified of and you love the darkness?
I'm a complex woman. That's all I'm going to say.
Actually,
I
true.
think that
you've got a weird attraction to the night, don't you? Isn't that your problem? You didn't.
yeah.
You ended up with a mania, with an ideation. You didn't end up with a phobia. You had a mania.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that maybe my the fact that I've led all of these people into these woods and kind of been like, oh, the dark is where the mystery is, and we're kind of so close to kind of solving it. And then the fact that we were attacked by this horrific thing, it's kind of that whole idea of like, oh, what I've loved has actually done harm to us all. And so then there's that kind of like that shame and regret and kind of like, I need to reject what I'm drawn to because it's done the wrong thing. So there's kind of like, I think all of that kind of bubbles up alongside the fact that she's like deathly terrified of, these dark spaces now, even though she's secretly drawn to them.
Yes.
Mm.
All right. So you've had an encounter. You race out of the woods, screaming. The servants race into the woods with guns, and that is where we will stop it tonight.
Okay.
Goodness.
Because it is 10 o'clock.
Honestly,
So-
While the rector is just in the coach going, I wonder if they had those nice little sandwiches with the.
That's so good.
That's all right. Next time, we'll start with the rector talking to the mysterious Mr. Williams. All right, good session, guys.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. I've got to say, you guys were really unlucky with your dice roll. Almost every level.
Yeah. I think I got like one success.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I got one as well. Persuade. Oh.
Looking at the thing, it seems that I got only one success last time because the only things I have ticked is Spot Hidden, which I didn't get this game, and Etiquette,
Yep.
which I did get this game. Everything else has obviously been a failure.
Whereas Rob has 4 ticks. Reginald,
Yeah.
I think, has 4. Reginald's done well. Yeah, Reginald's got 4. They didn't even play this session. Yep, you've got Spot Hidden and Etiquette.
I've got
2.
3.
Actually,
Yeah,
I just never thought.
you missed with the pistol, didn't you? So no, you don't get pistol.
Yeah.
either. Okay.
I did
Maybe
miss
Reginald's
repeatedly.
Should I actually have pistol checked as
You
well
should.
to upgrade? Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
So there we go. I'll just tick it now.
Yeah, just click on it. It should work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see. There we go. Yeah. There we go. So I actually have 5, everyone. Just a lucky
roll
little
good.
lady. Lucky
Yeah,
lady
yeah.
tonight.
Nice.
She's
Must be
everywhere.
mad. I've
Look,
always been skating the edge of madness, so this is put me over the edge.
Maybe for the next game, we could say that Reginald has sort of inveigled his way into the rector's carriage, and he's going to see Mr. Williams as well, so that he's, in the action doing something straight off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems very likely.
Yeah. Maybe he's still
Also,
his
he
more
heard
like-
that there was the eligible sister.
Yeah, of course. Gotta go check her out.
Absolutely. He's like he's masquerading as footman number 2.
Oh no, if he wants the sister, he's got to be, himself, I suppose.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck. Yeah.
awesome. This was so fun. Thanks so much, everyone. I think we actually did a ton. We always do a ton, even though it's only like 2 hours.
Mhm.
I think everyone played super well. It was awesome.
And look, we're making a deliberate decision to let the the social interaction breathe.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which is, after all, why it's Regency Cthulhu as opposed to, you know, 1920s pulp investigative Cthulhu. So no, look, it is fun. I don't think we're going to charge our way through this adventure, although you're now kind of getting to that classic kind of the stone is now starting to roll down the hill moment. Because whether your characters know it or not, you guys can obviously work out there's a clock going somewhere here, right? Because like the frequency of things is happening and increasing and all of the above.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I thought it was great. I'm really enjoying it. I'll be I should make the point. I do have at least I think it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 more adventures after this one to run, which are set in Bath, set on the way to Bath or the way to London, set in London, and then set back at Carriford. So there's 4 more.
Oh, I love it.
And there's plenty of to explore then.
Yeah. Because I think you might as well go to London at least once.
Yeah, cool.
And I've owned. Has anyone read? I should ask actually, because I know you, as in Rob and Jess, probably haven't, but I don't know the other 2 of you as anywhere near as well. Have you read any of the Cult material, like Cult the game?
No.
Okay.
Anything in particular, I've read a little bit because it's something that I really want to play.
Taratosia or Taratosia. It's a companion of adventures.
No, I haven't read that one.
Okay, don't.
Fair enough.
Because there's an adventure that I'm retconning for Cthulhu in it, which I think will be. It's a cult adventure.
Cool.
Nice.
Also, I gotta say, like the first time I went to the UK, Bath was like a major highlight for me. So I'm very interested in like a Bath interlude because there's so much cool stuff there with like the owl goddess and all that sort of stuff. So cool.
There is definitely the Bath adventure is definitively a Bath adventure.
So lots of social adventure.
It's very social. It's very you're going to the to the baths, to the springs or whatever it is in Bath, because of course this is the period where people are still or have started again swimming in the baths. So this isn't you go and wander around the outside of the baths and go, oh, they're pretty. This is the no, we should go for a swim in the baths. That's a period of history. So archaeologists have not gotten in the way just yet. But great.
With them. Yep.
All right, guys. On that note,
yes,
wonderful. Hopefully, you'll have little jars that you can bring back, kind of LR Lords.
Yeah.
Also as well. See you on the weekend, Tom.
Oh yeah, you're going to play, aren't you? You're playing in one of my games. Is that right?
Yeah. The Red Blade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That one sounded really cool.
It is cool. I struggle with a bit as an adventure, but we'll see.
Look, I'm playing, so we'll make it.
We'll make it great. You're not playing. You're not the only person who's playing the second session, are you?
I don't know. I literally just was like that one slots in. I'm gonna do that.
Because there's one session where I've only got one player.
Oh well,
every other one will be booked out.
And in which case, I love a solo adventure. More me time.
I have to admit, single player ones are really fun. I wish I could do more of them.
Yeah.
I know there's a bunch of Cthulhu ones that are built around that, right? Like that are built
I
around
actually played them.
Oh, really?
the one-on-one
Yeah.
ones.
Host and Hostility. Someone very kindly ran me through all 3 of them, so that was good. And now I can read them and hopefully run them for someone else.
Cool.
Yeah, I quite like the host and hostility ones.
But actually, it made me, I don't know, I have so many Regency scenarios that I want to try write, even though I've yet to even get a fraction of the way through, like even one. But it really inspired me to want to write a few single player ones because I have a bunch of ideas, but I'm just terrible at committing to anything and actually getting things done. So I'm pretty sure they'll all just stay up in my head.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir.